The first time Yale and Syracuse met this season, it was mid-March here in the Carrier Dome. Syracuse's first goal was scored by Ricky Kramer. Brendan Sheehan tallied the first score for Yale in that game. Today, Sheehan is questionable with a knee injury. Ricky Kramer is definitely out of action. His season and career ended in that Yale game. But one of those who stepped up to take his place was Dom Finn.
Been feeding the crease for Archer. Oh, what a shot!
Yale got an outstanding sophomore year out of Simon Duxbury from Ithaca with 30 goals and 8 assists in leading Yale to 6 straight wins. Super Sports, a production of Adelphia Cable Communications, presents the NCAA Division I National Lacrosse Tournament. Today it's a quarterfinal round game featuring the Yale Bulldogs, who are 12-3, and the number 1 rated and number 1 seeded Syracuse Orangemen, 11-1. And once again, we're inside the Carrier Dome where the crowd is filing in for this NCAA Division I National Quarterfinal Round game. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dave Cohen. It was 2 years ago that Yale and Syracuse were on the same field in the NCAA semifinals, but not playing each other. That was down at Rutgers. Syracuse is beating North Carolina, while Yale fell in overtime to Loyola. 2 months ago, Dale Drypulcher, Syracuse and Yale were here on the Carrier Dome turf, but one important ingredient that is not here today for Syracuse is, of course, Ricky Kramer, and the injury factor for Yale, Brendan Sheehan. We don't know yet whether he can play, and if he does play, whether he'll be effective.
I talked to Mike Walvogel just a few minutes ago, and he said, I kind of got the impression he thought it might be a token appearance at best, that he is not at full strength. He's re-injured a knee that's been operated on, and the Syracuse coaching staff saw him against Navy and said he did not look 100% against Navy, so he's going to still remain a question mark, but I don't think we're going to see the regular Sheehan that we saw when they first played Syracuse.
He had 4 goals in that first game. Mike Waldvogel, a graduate of Cortland State, and we asked him about what he's told his team about this second meeting with Syracuse.
I don't know. We're the underdog. We've been the underdog all year. We're ranked 19th early in the season. Syracuse has been ranked 1 most of the year. I think anytime an underdog comes in, you just got to play your game and hope number 1's taking you a little for granted. I don't think Syracuse will, but I think that's our strength.
Waldvogel is also of the belief that this is a tougher Syracuse team to defense because they don't score that many goals in transition. They're very comfortable in the half-court or half-field game.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see some changes defensively. I think you're going to see some different matchups than you did in the first game. Waldvogel mentioned it. The Syracuse coaching staff mentioned it. So let's look early to see who picks up whom on the defense with the attack, because they said they didn't like the matchups they had previously, so there's going to be some changes for this game.
And one of the defenders for Yale is a senior who's from Fayetteville Manlius, David Ryan. We asked him what went through his mind in that first meeting.
I think the first time it was an experience. It's definitely, you come in, you always dream of playing in the Dome. It's something that you're always seen as a kid growing up, you're affiliated with, and it was the first opportunity to play here lacrosse, and it was definitely just an experience. I just went out and tried to enjoy it as much as I could. I think I was a little more nervous than I usually am before games, and I think maybe that showed a little in my play, but definitely just went out there and had a good time and enjoyed playing here.
Well, having a good time will not be a priority today. Yale must win, of course, to advance. Syracuse is looking to go to the national semifinals for the 10th consecutive time. But Roy Simmons has to be concerned a little bit, I think, about what kind of strategy Yale might be able to employ.
Well, I think, they're expecting a little bit of everything. They might even see some zone defense occasionally. Anything you can do to take Syracuse out of its game is something that you should really consider employing. And I think Mike Waldvogel is going to do that because he's an excellent coach and he has seen Syracuse a lot. And they are prepared for Syracuse. You can bet on that.
Well, Roy Simmons knows that. Tom Marechek, as always, will be a marked man. He's also aware of the fact that Yale might do to Syracuse what Cornell was successful at doing.
Well, we're highly visible, and I'm sure that every team we play has a whole library of tapes, thanks to you people. You put us on the airways, which is wonderful for the kids. It's a great stage, but it also is picked off, and every coach has a great library of Syracuse lacrosse. And if we have any weaknesses, certainly this time of year, they discern what it is, and they'll probably try and capitalize on it. We just have to be good enough not to have that weakness one more time.
Dale, we mentioned Tom Marechek. He needs 20 goals to surpass not only Gary Gates' all-time goal-scoring record at Syracuse, but the all-time collegiate record held by a fellow by the name of Stan Cockerton. He has a potential, a maximum of 3 more games. You think he can get there?
I really don't think so. I don't think he's really thinking about it. I think he's talking about the semifinals and the final game. I really don't think he is. It would be difficult for him to do it. And he's the kind of kid who he's going to be pushing for a national championship.
All right, Rich Dressler, the goalie for Yale, is coming off a career-high 22 saves against Navy. We'll talk more about him as we get set for Yale and Syracuse. It's coming up next. And we're with you in the Carrier Dome, getting set for Yale and Syracuse for the right to go on to the Final Four of college lacrosse. Syracuse has been there every year since the format was instituted in 1986. This, of course, is the final game in the Carrier Dome for the 8 Syracuse seniors, led by the man they call Hollywood, Tom Marachek from British Columbia.
Going through your
it's going to be a big game tomorrow for myself personally and for the whole team. I think all the seniors realize it's the last time, it's our last hurrah, so to say, in this Carrier Dome. It's going to be well missed by myself and the seniors, and we're glad it's here.
Tom Marachek, and that's the man he'll be shooting at, the goalie Rich Dressler for the Yale Bulldogs. Shaking hands there with Chris Saran. Dressler, a lefty, which is a little bit out of the ordinary, but Syracuse has faced, it seems like, several lefties this year. There's Chris Saran, the Syracuse goalie, with some prayers before the start of this game. He gets the hand slap from John Winship, and we're getting set for the opening face-off as Syracuse and Yale renew their rivalry. 10-4, Syracuse leading it. The face-off man will be Chris DeSimile for Yale, Bob Fazy for Syracuse, and we're underway as Syracuse wins and then loses the opening face-off. And now Curran has it, Jeff Curran for Yale. Let's see what kind of offense the Bulldogs mount here in the early going. They fail to get a shot, and here's Charlie Lockwood for the Orangemen. Riders to his right. Lockwood fires, save Dressler. He had 22 saves against Navy, and here's Curran on the outlet at midfield. A big hit. A huge hit put on by John Barr, and Ryder flips it to the other wing. Now the shot, and it got the side of the cage. The rebound will go to Yale, and they'll have possession.
Lots of action right there. And Syracuse has had a couple of shots. Dressler coming up big. As you said, he had 22 saves against Navy. It's nice to go into the playoffs, feel you've got a hot goalie.
DeSimile handles now down the sideline, behind the cage. Running it down is Russo. Russo now to DeSimile on the near side. Here's Yale. Let's see if they're deliberate on offense. They go up top. DeSimile handles again. Now the work from behind. Here's Russo, goes off the pick. Winship picks him up on the switch. Back they go to Duxbury, and now to Nick Deans, 25. Isolation with Deans against Mike Doyle, one-on-one. And they give it up to Duxbury. They're making Russo the feed back to Deans. Very nice two-man play, but Rick Beardsley picks up the loose ball. He is a freshman. He doesn't play like a freshman. One of the more talkative Orange men as well. And here's another senior, DeBurn Reed, motoring and giving it up from behind, where Ryder has it. Syracuse wants to get Doyle off and Gilmartin on. Finn will come across the midfield area and get the ball.
Doyle, the small stick defensive midi off.
Here's Dom Finn. He fires, and the rebound is tracked down by Jamie Archer. Syracuse keeps it. Well, it's a little bit unusual to see Syracuse get 3 shots and no score in the first 2 minutes of the game. One-on-one move and a dish back to Ryder. Now Roy Colsey, another freshman. He goes right. To the left hand, and Dressler saves another.
He's got 3.
Colsey can't get the ground ball. Neither can Gilmartin.
A lot of white shirts on it.
Finn down on a knee, and he comes up with it. Colsey mishandles. Back, and Gilmartin's shot is wide.
Syracuse has gotten off 5 shots, 3 saves for Dressler, and a lot of action in 2 minutes and 35 seconds.
Syracuse strategy, obviously, to pepper the goalie with a lot of shots, and Yale, when they get it, they'll be deliberate. Totola and Tarikian, Diminich.
Diminich did a nice job of knocking the ball away, but Syracuse has it.
It's Finn again, and there's Dressler one more time.
4 saves.
And back comes Yale in transition now. David Ryan with it. He often leads them upfield. Now he gives it up. Simmers, Clayton Simmers, and a stick on that one for Chris Saran.
Shot number 1, and Syracuse Winship battling for it.
And Russo's giving him all he can handle. He may have knocked him out of bounds. He did.
Legally. So that will be no push. It will be a legal push, I should say, and Yale will retain possession.
Yale is sky high emotionally here in the early going. Chris DeSimile handles it as Dean comes on, 25. Nick Deans. DeSimile goes off to high Pickdale.
Just going to say those saves by Dressler have really picked them up, and they've got them pumped as if they needed it. Syracuse gets it now. Tully attempting to clear.
Picked it off the ground when Duxbury couldn't handle it. Now here's Syracuse with Gil Martin. Gil Martin gets a lot of room as the defense retreats. Ryder beats his man, but can't get the shot away. No goal.
No, he was in the crease.
Yeah.
Good job. He got Diminich. He got a step on him, but he couldn't put it in the hole.
Very impressive start by Mike Waldvogel's Bulldogs. And a good transition pass to Nick Deans. Sean McGowan over to help out on defense. Duxbury behind.
Tully is on Duxbury. There's one of the matchups we talked about. That changed. They had him on McHugh in the first game. McHugh ended up with only an assist. Duxbury ends up with 4 goals. So I think they've made that change. Tully will be on Duxbury.
Now here's Russo doing a lot of the ball handling. Russo's a freshman out of Long Meadow, Massachusetts. Chris DeSimile now, the junior from Sachem High School on Long Island. Can't split the defense. Gil Martin got him into McGowan, handed him off. And here's a rebound put in on a jump shot in close. And Yale draws first blood on Syracuse.
Duxbury got a garbage goal. Ball was down, and it bounced up. Syracuse not able to control it, and Duxbury just takes a jump shot. Watch, Dave. The slide, not able to get on the stick, and see he shoots back. It's off a Syracuse defender. The ball's on the ground. Watch what Duxbury does. There's the jump shot I talked about. Difficult for Saran to do anything about it. There's the shot. Bounces down off of Beardsley. Not controlling the ball in front of the crease. Goal number 1 goes to Yale.
31st goal of the year for number 9, Simon Duxbury.
Duxbury had, 4 against Syracuse in the first game, and Syracuse loses a face.
Yale in the lead, 1-0.
Big stick there trying to get the ball in for Yale.
In close for DeSimile.
That was Ryan. Big stick Mitty was there, and they caught Syracuse. Man was open on the crease, but Ryan couldn't get him the ball, and Syracuse got a little bit of luck there. So they start play.
And here comes Syracuse with John Winship. Yale's going to put on a ride with McHugh back there. Up to the midfield area, where it's handled by Fred Amaya. Amaya, played by Scher, tries to go by him. He feeds in front, intercepted nicely by the defender. That's Dan DeTola. He'll buy some time and have his goalie help out. Here they go to the near side, and Diminich will leg it across. Diminich will give it up and head back. Scher now racing with Barr. And Amaya will come over to double. Looks like the Knicks and the Chicago Bulls with that double team and the pick and rolls. Russo handling it behind with Winship. Here's the deliberate offense, and now the one-on-one move. Oh, he
nice
tried to ladle it in there, and Saran was expecting it. 1-0 Yale. We're under 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. Beardsley head-manning Lockwood in close. And the score put in for Syracuse.
That's what good passing will get you. There's Beardsley with the sidearm pass and finds Archer.
Yeah, Jamie Archer on the receiving end, the scoring end.
There he is, number 11, right there he is. I had trouble seeing his number, but he is a man who's used to dishing out assists. He is the assist leader for Syracuse. He gets an assist on that and a goal for himself.
And Syracuse wins the faceoff. Gil Martin sweeps it up.
You see how well they passed on that series. Beardsley started it off.
They go way outside. Let's see where Maricek is in the Syracuse offense.
Marechek's on the crease. He's being guarded by 17, Huddleston.
Tom Finn fired that shot, and Ryder on the backup.
And talking to Mike Waldvogel, they're impressed with Marechek, but they were also very impressed with Ryder. And they said, you know, Syracuse has got so many good people, it's hard to just say you can shut one off because they got a lot of power. There's a shot.
And a deflected off the stick of Dressler on the shot by Ryder, and it goes into the net to give Syracuse their first lead of the game at 2-1. Dressler did a good job, and it just spun off his stick and went in.
Good picture right there. Dressler just said, hey, I did the best I could. You see right there, ball is down. Ryder shoots. Didn't get much of a body on it. He had him all extended to the right side, and he came back to the offside. He could not stretch that far. So Ryder gets goal number 1, goal number 2 for Syracuse. 8:17 left, first quarter.
And for Ryder, his 40th goal of the season. He leads Syracuse. Marechek with 38. That's Colsey getting a lot of playing time here in the early going on the attack. Colsey carrying it in. Rebound, Ryder. He missed.
Oh, they got 2 shots off there in about a second and a half. Stays Syracuse ball. Nice backup by Colsey, and Syracuse Ryder will take it from behind. Or Archer, excuse me.
Actually, Colsey, the midfielder. Here's Archer missing, and Ryder trying to get it in to make a play on it is Gil Martin, but it belongs to Dressler. In his crease, the outlets to Ryan against Marechek. Marechek went down and lost his stick, and here's Dave Ryan, a senior. What are the odds that you'd play twice in your hometown as a visitor in your final season? Here's DeSimile faking Colsey. Colsey knocked it away, and Rick Beardsley has it.
Boy, he picked that off nicely right in front of the cage. Duxbury after him, but he clears the ball.
Clever stick handling by Beardsley. He might want to take it in.
They want to get rid of it. Yeah, you get that big stick out there. That's like having a flag on that.
Marechek behind the back, and Ryder finishes it off. Or make it Colsey in close.
That's Archer behind, goes out in front of the crease. Shot behind the back by Marechek, and then it wasn't even behind the back, it was just kind of an angle over the top of his head backwards, and that's Colsey's first and Syracuse's third.
A backhanded shot that was by Colsey, and Yale is going to call a timeout.
I think Mike Waldvogel did a nice job of calling timeouts in the first game, and he's going to continue to do it now. He does not want to let Syracuse get way out in front of him. He's got good confidence level. He's getting good play from his goalie. A couple of unsettled situations have cost him 2 goals. So with 7:09 left in the first quarter, Mike Waldvogel out of Cortland State, Levittown, New York, calls a timeout.
Rich Dressler, the goalie, with 4 saves in the opening minutes of the game. But Syracuse continuing to pepper Yale, and a few shots for Yale. The 1 goal on a rebound, a garbage goal, you call it, by Duxbury that beat Chris Saran. So Syracuse has a 3-1 lead. In the first game, as you look at the shot differential, Syracuse and Yale were tied at 1, at 2, and then at 3.
See, the first game, they got a lot of mileage out of some people who are not able to play. We talked about Kramer going down, and of course we're still looking for Brendan Sheehan. And you can see what's happened so far. Syracuse has been all over when the ball is down or anywhere near where they're after it. DeSimile gets it knocked away, and then look at all the white shirts going after it, and then Beardsley picks it right off in front of the cage and heads back up. Started a rush that resulted in a Syracuse goal.
And there's Syracuse's lead, 3-1 with 7:09 to go here in the first quarter. On the faceoff, Fazy wins it. Syracuse establishes themselves again. Ryder. Now Archer. And a shot on the run. There's Mark Fietta.
Fietta got a good jump on the defender, Andy Scher, but the shot was really not on cage. Talked about the Navy game. Dressler had 22 saves. They said Navy did not take a lot of good shots, but when they did, Dressler was there. He's going to see a lot of shots today, and there's another one.
And that one from way outside. Andy Bolin gets the goal. Another one of the seniors. Jamesville DeWitt High School. And Syracuse now jumps to a 4-1 lead.
Using a lot of people distributing the scoring in Bowen. They just pass it from the back, and they try to go out. Curran, I believe, from Yale was the guy who tried to get stick to stick, but the shot was on the way, and they beat him offside. They beat Dressler, and it makes it 4-1 now.
And Syracuse controls again. Now here's Andy Fuchsia. He's going to head man. And they get it in close for a fake by Archer. And a save. Number 5 by Dressler. That looked like a sure scoring situation. McHugh is dumped. He got sandwiched. Syracuse with some new, young, hungry players. Fuchsia and Fietta. And they go up ahead.
Right. They are using a lot of people early in this game.
There's Fuchsia. Andy Boland's going to come on, having just scored the goal. And he's going to get the ball off the carpet bounce with some operating room as he moves in now. Looks for his shot. Saved by Dressler right off the chest protector.
Yeah, body save, number 6.
Can he run him down from behind? Archer in pursuit of Curran. Oh, Boland came out of nowhere. Legal hit. Jim Jenkins right there, the official. And now McHugh with it.
It's a playoff hit.
5:44 to go, first quarter. 4-1 Syracuse.
Now Bam Bam on number 4.
Rousseau killing time. They bring on Deans. Yale needs a goal badly now. Deans against Fietta.
Now I'll tell you, Duxbury is being closely guarded no matter where he moves by Brian Tully. He is all over him. As we said, Duxbury had 4 in the first game. They've made some changes. The matchup with Tully.
DeSimile on DeBurn.
You know, Reed was practicing, Dave, with an ice bag on the right knee. So he looks to be running all right.
Yeah, I thought he had a knee bandage on.
Yeah,
that was an ice bag?
Yeah, it looked like an ice bag to me. It wasn't just a bandage. He took it off.
He is the fastest of the Orangemen. DeSimile gets a step on him here. DeBurn comes back. Now DeSimile from behind has it taken away by Reggie Thorpe.
Thorpe, nice job of getting it back to Beardsley, and they're going to start the other way.
Beardsley to the off wing to Winship. And the defender legs it across. Now in the middle, it's Fietta. Back he goes to Winship. Will he shoot it? Oh, a save, Dressler. Rebound is taken down by the defender, Diminich.
Diminich got that. That was high. It bounced, almost went into the cage, went over the top bar, and Diminich grabbed it.
This is Huddleston, knocked out of his stick. He regains inbounds, gives it up to Rousseau.
Good hustle by Archer.
Beardsley's going to meet him. Rick Beardsley has a 6-foot stick. It looks like it's about 9 feet long.
You know, he does take a few more chances. They want to change people back. Charlie Lockwood making sure everybody picks up. They have a little problem of who's guarding who, and Charlie will pick up number 2 for Yale. That's Sheehan, who is in and playing with that right knee.
Clayton Simmers, 29.
Heavily bandaged, and it's the guy we talked about at the beginning. We thought he would make an appearance, but will not be at full strength.
There's Deans getting a step and a score. Nick Deans gets the goal, and it is a 4-2 game. Syracuse in the lead.
Important goal for Yale, brings them back within 2. That's Fietta right there, and you see the step he gets. Can't get on the stick. Here comes the slide, but just beneath the legs, right between the legs of Saran, as Deans, a freshman, puts it in for goal number 2 for Yale.
There's Mike Waldvogel, and before the game we asked Mike about what he might have told his team about this second meeting.
Offense on offense and controlling the ball against them. Syracuse loves to come out strong and aggressively and try to intimidate you with their power and their strength. We always try to slow them down, you know, try to keep it on our end of the field.
A couple of teams.
Well, they have not been able to keep it on their end of the field, but they have been able to keep it close. Syracuse really dominating in shots. That's the 18th shot for Syracuse, while Yale has taken 5. So you don't always have to do what you think sometimes, at least to stay close.
Last 3 minutes of the first quarter. Freddie Amaya outside. Now Ryder. Maricek sets a pick in front. See, Maricek is covered up there by Rich Tarikian. And the ball comes loose. And into the stick of Diminic. Now Dressler will handle it. Intercepted by Archer. He almost put it in the same motion.
Good
he gets
job.
it to Lockwood. Lockwood in close to Ryder. There's a
nice
shot
save. Great save.
Tremendous first quarter with 8 saves for the goalie, Rich Dressler. And a good ride being put on by Syracuse against Ryan. He does a nice job, but throws it away. And a late flag into the fray. McGowan got involved with Simmers.
Well, they're going to call a slash. He's making it known because it certainly wasn't a push, and he wants to make it clear that he saw the helmet get hit with the stick, so that'll be the first penalty of the game, and a nice opportunity for Yale because they'll be man up for a minute. That's number 27, that's Sean McGowan, a senior. There's the pass, and it was headed out of bounds. We'll see if we can see it on the lower left. Hard to tell from the replay. We have to trust the official. So Syracuse down for a minute. Tully makes him waste a little time as he put that. Now that goes Syracuse way. All right, number 41, Brian Tully, shows you what you can do playing defense as he able to knock that down. And Syracuse, a man down, will now have to get it out of their zone.
Yale not exactly a force in man-up situations. Only 19%.
Yeah.
Here's Doyle spinning. Whirling dervish move back there. And now on the sidelines, Stratton legs it up. Stops on a dime. Did he go offside? He got the ball away. Crowd wanted some kind of flag.
Now they'd like to see him get it in the box. And they get it in the box, so that will release the penalty. It is a releasable penalty. Syracuse will be even.
Gil Martin came on, and now you see Beardsley back there. Syracuse 4, Yale 2. And here comes Colsey.
Oh, he's going to get jumped. See those guys? Oh!
Beautiful feed in front to Ryder. He wheeled and dealed, but he didn't get the goal.
Did you see what happened when Colsey got the ball? Watch how many guys come out on Colsey when he gets the ball. 3 guys take off on him. Right, here he comes. They see him all coming, and then they hope they leave somebody open on the crease. That was a push. Good call by the official.
Maricek's been fairly quiet.
Good shot. Good move and a good shot. Didn't go. Nice job of tracking the ball down by Diminic, 44 for Yale. So now they'll get a chance to clear.
We're under a minute to go in the first quarter. It's a 4-2 game. Yale was down 4-1. Goal now would give the game a new complexion. Lots of time to go. Lugging it up is Chris Merchant. Now to Simile. He looked ahead. Nobody was there, so he does it himself with Reggie Thorpe in pursuit. Now Russo is doing a lot of the ball handling, the bulk of the ball handling. Only a freshman. And Nick Deans, who has one of the 2 goals. Duxbury has the other.
Behind, Bam Bam. Behind.
Bam Bam is the nickname of Rick Beardsley. Over the top, Winship missed, and McHugh scores. Josh McHugh gets the goal. The senior out of Pottstown, Pennsylvania. 39th goal of the year, the leading goal scorer for Yale, and this is now a 4-3 game.
Watch, see the up check. He tried to go, then he goes over the head, and then he tries to whip back. He's beaten, and the ball went. Watch, up check. Now over the head, misses. And the goal number 3 for Yale puts him right back in it, and McHugh gets goal number 1, and he was held to only an assist in the first game. Syracuse dominating in the face-off department at this point.
Leading goal scorer for Yale. Syracuse has it now in the final seconds of the first quarter. It's beat the clock time. Ryder with it. Save Dressler. He's got 9 saves in the first quarter, and that will do it. A terrific performance by Yale in the opening 15 minutes as they trail Syracuse 4-3 at the end of 1. Our Super Sports coverage continues right after this. Second quarter is about to begin with Syracuse in the lead 4-3.
You see the move here by McHugh to get Yale to within one as he beats Winship and then takes a right-handed shot on the offside of the goalie, Saran, and the stats are actually amazing, Dave. Look at this, 22-6 in the shot department. Saves, it gives you a good indication of what kind of a day Dressler's having. He's continuing to be hot. Face-off 7-1 domination by Syracuse. Ground balls 16-6 domination. Man-up goals not a factor, and clears pretty even, but you would say Syracuse dominated the action, but they have only a 1-goal lead as we start the second quarter.
Matt Ryder personally has taken as many shots as the entire Yale team. He's taken 6, and he's made 1. Here's Dressler. He is hot. And we haven't seen Sheehan as of yet.
Once.
Did we?
Made 1 run. Yes, he did.
You saw him. I didn't see him.
Yeah, I did. I was looking for him. I knew they'd try to get him out there and we wouldn't see him, but they didn't fool me. He's got a little, not a big knee brace. It's just kind of a little sleeve that goes over the knee, but he did play.
Nick Deans and Tom Gilmartin on the faceoff here in the second quarter. Deans had control of it. Now he does indeed have it. Nick Deans, who has one of the 2 goals. Yale looking to tie the game up now. Here's Deans splitting the D. Firing, and it's deflected just to the side as McHugh tries to run it down, and Beardsley is trying to prevent him from getting it.
That'll be a Ward. That's going to be a Ward. It's got to go Syracuse way. No, I thought he called a Ward. He didn't. He called a push, so that will be Yale ball.
One thing you can say about some of the NCAA tournament games is you see officials that you don't see ordinarily during the year, and the Ward and the push, I guess it's like the block and charge in basketball. Some different interpretations in different parts of the country.
Well, I guess the interpretations are, the way he made his first movement, it looked like a Ward to me, and that was not what he called.
Now DeSimile giving it to Simmers. Gilmartin gives him about 5 yards. Now they tighten up. The spin move by Simmers, coming back the other way for an attempt. Saran got a stick on it.
That's going to stay a Yale ball. Good hustle. 25. Deans over there to save it. Now they get the defensive middies in.
DeBurn, Reed, Doyle, and Thorpe.
Thorpe, big stick man.
Syracuse now will try to apply some defensive pressure against Yale. Yale looking to equalize this game and tie it at 4-4. DeSimile on Doyle. Goes off the pick, beautifully off the pick. And good backup help in the cage as Winship was behind him, but here's a good hit. Blindside hit by Simmers. He'll pay the price as Thorpe ran him over.
Well, they're going to get a flag now. It'll be another man down situation for Syracuse. Let's see what we're going to... Technical, so it'll be a 30-second push. Well, that's Beardsley just trying to get the ball up, and there's a good hit.
Simmers on Doyle.
And then there's the push right there. And so that will cost Syracuse. There's the shot, the save, little backup action, as you said. Winship slid over. There's a hit. That's what lacrosse is all about, ladies and gentlemen. And there's a good definition of a push. You got it all.
But Yale keeps it again. And Yale now with the man advantage.
Yes, they do for 30 seconds.
Deans, Simmers.
Look, they're trying to really screen the goalie.
Five seconds. And a tie game. Tony Rousseau beating Chris Saran to tie the game up at 4-4 with 13:11 to go here in the second quarter. And the Bulldog faithful are really enjoying it.
Well, he's got a right to be enjoying this as Yale takes advantage of a man up and puts in a goal to even it up at 13-11. Watch the pass as Rousseau beats Saran one-on-one.
The 10th goal of the year there for Tony Rousseau. And here's something interesting as you see head coach Mike Waldvogel with the football-type headset on the sideline, obviously talking to the guys upstairs.
That's right, the guys upstairs.
Here's Charlie Lockwood now for the Orangemen. Marechek with only one shot, no goals. Lockwood That deflected off somebody, didn't it?
Yeah, I think that might have gone off the goalie. He got a nice left-handed shot. The defense was not paying attention, and when Lockwood saw the crease man with his head down, he took a shot.
Syracuse and Yale locked in a 4-4 tie. Barr to Amaya. Here's Ryder, number 4, who has it now. Way up top to John Barr. Starts his move. Switches hands. Save Dressler.
He's playing hot. Dressler's short. Able to get it out.
To Dave Ryan. Yale now, incredibly, can take the lead back. And Ryan is a tough man to stop in the open field. With a nice feed up top in the slot. Curran's shot deflected.
Save.
Yale's going to keep it. Yale trying to score their 4th unanswered goal and get the lead back in this game.
Winship.
There are the coaches upstairs in the football coaching boxes.
They don't look as tense as the football coaches. I think they might have it catered up there.
Yale in control now. And a control offense that is dissimilarly. With Doyle playing him. Here's Brendan Sheehan. Let's see what kind of mobility he has. He can't seem to shake free of DeBurn Reed. Again, it's the discipline Yale
a lot of picks.
Offense.
A lot of picks. They're setting a lot of picks, hoping to catch people off and pick them off.
A nice change of direction by McHugh, but a good stick there by Beardsley. In front, McHugh, and a deflection off the save by Saran. Beardsley using his body to screen. What's the call going to be? Syracuse ball. A very good lacrosse game.
Absolutely, and you know the first one that they played was good too. Let's see if we can get a look at Saran here as they feed. This is almost right in front of the goal. Look at that body, right off the left rib cage, I'd have to say.
One thing about saves and the carpet here, sometimes you make the save off your chest, the ball has backspin on it, it can just go right by you after it bounces. Steve Bettinger now for Syracuse. Moving against Dan DeTola. Dom Finn will get it now. Finn with his move. He's very tough to stop one-on-one. He goes high and he scores.
Had just a left-handed sweep shot. Nothing fancy about it. They just tried to screen the goalie. And watch him go with the left hand. No screen at all, and they went offside, or excuse me, stick side. The left-handed goalie. Watch him here. He beats number 12, Curran, and just beats him stick side.
17th goal of the year for Dom Finn.
Dressler, by the way, listed at 5'8". I mentioned his height. Sometimes it's tough to see down there, and they get that crease all crowded up, but you won't have to worry about it now. Yale clearing the ball.
Curran made a big hit moments ago on Tom Gilmartin. Yale's Curran has it now. He's got the Simley in the middle. Curran's going to fire and score and tie the game at 5.
Nobody able to get on him. Watch 3. Colsey is backing up, trying to get to the hole, the area, the most direct route to the goalie. Watch Colsey. He's backing, and then nobody's able to get on the stick, and he just not able to stop it. It's a shot from about 8 yards out as he just went right across. Watch, Colsey, nobody really steps up and stick on stick, and you got to try to get up and at least get in the path of his shot. And not able to do it. Curran puts in goal number 1, and it's tied at 5.
So now this game, like the first game, tied 3 times in the early going at 1, 4, and 5. Yale wins the face. Dissimilarly, 3 men on him, and Thorpe is going to try to take it away. Ryan can't get it. McHugh has it. Duxbury running ahead.
Nice backhanded check. Oh, they're going to call him. Looked like a decent
hold.
Check, but it will be called a hold. He wrapped around. This is one of the things you're not perhaps used to the officials that you get in this game. And number 47, watch. See, there's the stick. Right? That they must have impeded his progress was the interpretation by the official. At any rate, it will be a man-up opportunity.
Could it have been the free hand of Beardsley that wrapped around him?
I don't think so. So that's a technical. So another man-up opportunity
for Yale, their third. They have one so far of 2.
And it'll be interesting to see the reaction if Yale is able to score here and take the lead after being down 4-1. Let's watch. Syracuse with 5 defenders in front of their goalie. They feed it right in front. Duxbury lost the handle, lost the ball. Stratton and McGowan. It's Sean McGowan with it. Keeps that stick out to try to avoid the check. The check is successful, but Syracuse still has it.
That should be a release. There it is.
And now they work from behind. Maricek feeding to a big stick.
McGowan.
Yeah. Couldn't really reel it in and get anything away on that shot.
Even strength. Ball going the other way.
DeBurn Reed defending on Simmers. And here's Deans. Behind him is DeSimile. 5-5 game. 9:39 to go, second quarter.
Double. That's a long double.
McGowan coming over to try to disrupt DeSimile. They find Deans. Is there an open man somewhere?
They got to be. There's something.
Flag is down. The ball is on the carpet.
Syracuse must be offside.
And now we get a second flag thrown behind the cage.
We'll see what we.
Too many men. 30 seconds.
Yeah.
White.
I wondered how they could double
and not have somebody open.
Right. Yeah. And then he moved. And I was counting for the offside to see if somebody had gone over, but indeed they were onside. They just had too many men on there.
So the technical gives Yale again the extra man opportunity.
Yep. This is their 4th. And as you said, Dave, coming into this, they were not exceptional percentage-wise in the man up.
And there's a nice interception by Stratton, getting a lot of playing time. Mike Doyle is in there, number 23.
Look at the bodies on the ground.
Syracuse comes out of there with the ball. Stratton.
Good battling by Yale.
Simmers took it away from him.
Nice job contesting everything. Number 29, really, Clayton Simmers, a great job. Watch what he does. Now that ball is taken out from behind by Stratton, and he just ran up and said, I'm not giving up. I'm going to check everything I can, and he knocks the ball out, and it's off Syracuse, so the man up will remain. Should be over shortly. You watch what happens when it gets over.
Here comes DeBurn Reed into the picture. There he is.
Oftentimes they score on these. Save.
The rebound. Duxbury thought he had it. Instead, it's Tully with it. Immediately, they go to the far side of the field. Now Syracuse in transition, and they have the advantage personnel-wise as Doyle feeds in front, and a nice deflection made on the play by Diminich to break up what should have been a sure goal, and they say it's Yale ball. John Desko leaping on the sideline. Roy Simmons a little more subdued. There goes Desko.
I think irate would be a way of describing that. Right now, left sideline, Yale back the other way.
And it's Andy Scher from West Hartford, Connecticut. Now here's Sheehan on again, number 2. Sheehan knows this is potentially the final game of his college career. Simmers will get it. Simmers loses it.
Great check by Beardsley.
Simmers has it again. Sheehan with it now. Sheehan gives it up. Yale and Syracuse locked in a 5-5 tie. Simmers outside. Not really a delay game by Yale, but
no, they're just being deliberate and going to take good shots.
Here's Sheehan trying to change direction. Can't go very far on one leg.
No, he's obviously, as we said, not at 100%, but I think he's out there to rally the troops, and at 5-5 with 7:30 left, they're doing a good job.
DeSimile's shot bounces over Saran. A couple of players got tangled up in front. We have an injured Yale player down momentarily. DeBurn Reed on top of him.
I think Doyle rode him into the turf. There's DeBurn Reed. Watch, see Doyle's coming the other way.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's your basic sandwich, right? And Doyle saw it, and it's always the guy who's the baloney that doesn't see it, and that's exactly what happened. He really got hit.
Was that DeSimile, 13?
Hard to see at this angle. I think he probably just got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, from the way he's moving, you would guess that. And yes, it is DeSimile, and obviously that's what happened. Crowd appreciates his effort.
Yeah.
And DeBurn Reed tapped him as he came off.
Gotta love that about lacrosse. Incidentally, I see a lot of water bottles out there. A lot of guys sucking some water. It's a little warm in here. It gets a little humid.
In a couple of weeks, some of these guys will probably be playing club or summer lacrosse with each other.
That's right, yeah.
Now Yale has the ball, and it in a 5-5 tie.
Everybody even now. Yep.
Coming into this game, Syracuse had scored goals in 103 consecutive quarters. Here's Simmers, nice feed in front, mishandled by McHugh. Sheehan gets it, pays the price.
Nice job. Simmers really playing a heck of a game down there on the Yale side. 29. Super job of keeping the ball in and giving Yale some more scoring opportunities.
Yale controlling the ball now for a long stretch here in the second quarter.
This is what Mike Waldvogel wanted to do. He said it earlier. They hadn't done it in the first period. They have done it now. Duxbury, I don't say Duxbury's not in. I see Tully comes up with the ball. There's Duxbury. They switched, and now Syracuse chance to clear.
Reggie Thorpe. Good ball movement by Syracuse, and Doyle with a man open to his right. Beardsley in close, rebound taken down by Yale. Syracuse not getting those good passes in front like they normally do. And quick transition by Yale, and they throw it away. Saran's going to come out to play the ground ball. Chris Saran is going to come upfield. Moving on McHugh.
Boy, that's tough.
Moving by McHugh. The crowd responding. Here he comes. He still has it. He shoots, and a save by Dressler. Now Yale will try to transition with a goalie out of the cage. Syracuse's John Barr retreats toward the open cage. Yale whips it down. Russo has it. Barr is in the cage.
Everybody on their feet.
And Yale cannot get a shot. The ball is going out of bounds.
Missed the pass. I'll tell you what, the Syracuse defense and Saran, you know what they're doing right now? They're sucking wind.
Oh yeah, big time.
Big time.
And it is not a warm day in the Dome by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, you got to remember, Saran just sprinted about 160 yards, maybe 170 yards down and back. And that's a tough thing to do, and then get in there and say, okay, I'm back, I'm ready. So they are lucky that that pass went awry.
Now Syracuse has it in a 5-5 game. Lockwood outside. Maricek has taken one shot in this game.
Yeah, they have done a nice job on Maricek, but Syracuse really hasn't taken a lot of shots in this second quarter.
John Barr with it now, capable of one-on-one moves anytime he has it. Look at number 8 shadowing Maricek around the cage.
They have only taken 6 shots in this quarter.
After what, 22 in the opening quarter?
Yeah.
Here's Lockwood. They work the quick give and go to Maricek. He fires, and it's wide. And Maricek got dumped. He's okay.
He was just looking to get that corner, and he just missed it. And they want Maricek to get the ball.
Yep, and they put it in his stick. Here he comes. Maricek giving it up. John Barr going behind. Into a crowd, and Dressler pulls it down. He has 14 saves.
Looked like Yale was running a little bit of a zone there.
Ryan on the give now to Curran. Curran came up unimpeded earlier in this quarter to score. He gives it up this time. No
Good
shot.
check.
Lockwood gets it. Lockwood with excellent speed. Tremendous upper body strength. Lockwood carrying it in. Lockwood fires, backed up by Maricek.
I'll tell you what, they were lucky on that. Winship was able to stop it, give it the ball to the carpet, and Lockwood sprinted up. Now let's see what Syracuse wants to do offensively. Let's see how Yale's playing this.
Amaya has it now, number 8.
Man-to-man.
He works one-on-one against Curran. He's going to be doubled now. They feed in front, and again, Syracuse can't handle that pass. John Barr sees the loose ball go into the stick of Dan DeTola.
The fast breaks have been all Yale this second quarter.
Here's a give back, and a pass in front, and a go-ahead goal for Yale. Rocky Mold with the leg brace and all gets the go-ahead goal for Yale, 6-5 with 3:54 to go in the first half.
Syracuse not able to cause a problem down on the offensive end, and then they let him sprint, get to the hole, and he just Mold puts it right in that offside, and a perfect placement for number 19.
The inside close passing game of Syracuse on offense just isn't clicking today.
That's right. They really, and they're getting one shot off, Dave, and then it's a fast break the other way, and people are getting in the hole and getting shots on Syracuse. Here's another example right here off a faceoff. They got to turn him out, push him back, not give him the fast break. They change, they stop it momentarily.
Yale now with a chance to go up by 2 goals after they were down by 3 early. Mold to Deans. Deans to DeSimile. DeSimile operating against Gilmartin for the moment at least. Now Simmers is going to be challenged. Poke check by Reggie Thorpe. Thorpe eludes the pick, knocks the ball free. Simmers has it back. This is Corey Johnston against Beardsley.
That a Ward?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
With the free hand, Corey Johnston pushed off on Rick Beardsley.
Well, you know, as Syracuse gets a chance to clear, we're going to see the Ward. There it is right there. Johnston, you can't do that with the free hand. What Syracuse's offense has been doing sometimes, like in football, they've been putting the pressure on the defense, taking one shot and then allowing a fast break back up.
That was Archer who fired, and that was a shot, and it wasn't close.
It was fired, and it was not. They have not taken a lot of good shots this second period.
Now Maricek gives it up immediately to Ryder, and back outside to Colsey. Finn operates off the ball, number 26. Here comes the move by Roy Colsey. Shakes free, fires, it's wide. Archer just had the angle for the backup. Syracuse now 8.5 minutes without a score. A near interception. Finn has it. He goes low. It hit a Yale player behind. It rolls in front. Behind the back attempt. No good by Maricek. Syracuse keeps.
A lot of action there in the goal. Dressler, who has been spectacular, out of position on that one. There's nothing he could do about it, actually. But shot was not in the cage.
Syracuse hasn't lost a home game this season. The last home loss in the playoffs last year against North Carolina. Nice check. And Syracuse is going to be called, I believe, for the push. A retaliatory push with 2 minutes and 9 seconds to go in the game. Well, was Roy Simmons' job to be a strategist or a source of inspiration coming into this game in the tournament?
Oh, well, I'd like to think I'm both. I'm just head of the pack here. I've used my eligibility, and I'm along for the ride. These kids are great. You really can't do much at this point. You don't try and change things. So if it ain't broke, we don't have to fix it. And we're just hoping to play our best ball. We certainly have that in us. It's just a case of...
And a tremendous goal scored by Syracuse, the equivalent of the alley-oop. A long pass that Tom Maricek caught and just one-timed it in.
You know why that happened? They called an offside. The guy called offside, lost possession, ball went the other way just that quickly, and they could not get back. And watch what happens as Yale's trying to get back. There's Maricek up in the air, and he just redirects it, Dave.
That was the lacrosse alley-oop.
Yep.
Tom Maricek gets the goal.
That just happened that quickly. That offside was called. The ball went the other way. Yale not able to get back, and they found in a perfect pass Maricek. Who made the pass?
I was just about to ask you that. It was from so far away. It was out of our picture. We'll check on it. 6-6 is the score. A minute and a half to go in a quick-moving, tremendously well-played first half. John Barr gives it up. But there is a flag.
I think that one's against Yale.
Has Syracuse had a man up yet?
This is their first. Watch. Let's see what happens. There's the push. There's the hit right there. That's on the head. And on the way down, he got rid of the ball, but the official right on it, threw the flag. So Syracuse gets David's first man-up opportunity. It'll be for a minute with a minute 27 left in the first half.
Matt Ryder got the assist on that last goal. You could see how potent Syracuse is in these man-up situations. I thought for a moment Syracuse might try to call timeout here. Instead, it's Yale in a 6-6 game with a minute and 27 seconds to go in the first half. Anybody who thought this would be a blowout obviously has had their mind changed now.
Yes. Well, you know, the first game really wasn't put away until almost all the way through the third quarter. So it's a very tough Yale team, and Mike Waldvogel said he thinks they're playing the best lacrosse of the year. And obviously you want to say that in the playoffs, but they really dominated Navy and held them to 3 goals. That's almost unheard of in a playoff.
And Yale out of the toughest lacrosse league this season, the Ivy League, which
very
sent
tough.
Princeton, the league champion, and Brown into the tournament as well. There's former Syracuse attackman Jim Egan, wore number 9 from Yorktown. And we'll continue with coverage of the NCAA Lacrosse Championship semifinals from Franklin Field in Philadelphia.
There's Roy Simmons, and he did not call the timeout. It was a Yale timeout, and they would really like to stop Syracuse and go in at halftime, I'm sure, at least at 6-6. But they will be down 1 man for 1 minute.
Minute 27 to go. Gil Martin gets it from Maricek. Gil Martin fires high. Immediately the ball belongs to Syracuse.
Started the ball around the outside. The opportunity obviously is to get them when they're man down, is to move, and they have to shift and get them going one way and try to get the ball back or skip one man in the rotation and keep them going in the wrong direction.
Maricek. A couple of good jumps. Gil Martin. Maricek playing outside. Low shot by Lockwood. Syracuse gets it again. And now Syracuse is going to take a timeout to set up what offense they want to try to run in the remaining seconds of this extra man opportunity, this power play.
Well, it started at 1:27. There's 49 seconds left, so that's at 38. They got 22 seconds left to be man up. So I don't think they liked what they saw. They didn't get the shots that they wanted, a good shot. So they have called timeout to make sure in this last 22 seconds of their advantage, man advantage, that they take the shot that they want, the high percentage shot. Mike Waldvogel talking to his troops, and they've got to be still sky high and 6-6 and have played an excellent game.
Let's check the goal scoring in this game. Maricek has 1 goal on 3 shots, the same for Jamie Archer and Roy Colsey. Matt Ryder 1 goal in 6 shots. Bolin hit on 1 of 2, and Finn 1 of 5 for Yale. Russo 1 of 2, McHugh 1 of 2. Duxbury hit his only shot. That was that rebound goal. Nick Deans 1 of 2. Jeff Curran 1 of 2, and Rocky Mold 1 for 1.
So both teams spreading the scoring around.
45 seconds to go, first half.
About 15 seconds or so in the man-up opportunity for Syracuse.
Lockwood from way out. He drilled that one by Dressler. And we've been waiting all season long for a goal like that from the laser, Charlie Lockwood. And that one was right on target.
Watch what he does. I think he kind of lulls him to sleep like he's going to pass it. And they get the ball to him, and he takes a step. Yeah, you see him take that step like he was going to pass it the next guy around, and instead he just fired it. And we slowed it down, but Dressler would have had a hard time stopping that one. That was a fireball.
Perhaps a psychological lift as it's 7-6, Fazy, and now Syracuse with a rush to try to get one more in the closing half minute. Down to 25 seconds. Fietta outside. Dressler saved that.
2 saves. He got another one.
What a first half he's had. 16 saves. There's a near steal by Archer with 13 seconds. Ryder cuts in front. Archer gives it up. Fietta in front, deflected.
He was looking for
rolling out of bounds.
He was looking for Ryder. He really was. And
2 seconds to go. Syracuse will not have possession either.
No, it was a pass. Wait a minute. What do we got? White timeout? Okay. I thought Syracuse thought they might get the ball back. They have called a timeout. But he was looking for Ryder, who was stationed on the crease.
A 7-6 Syracuse lead as we have 2 seconds to go in the first half.
Lockwood picked a good time for Syracuse to take that hard shot, and he just blasted it down there low in an extra man opportunity.
Lockwood had 4 goals against the University of Massachusetts in the last regular season game. Let's go back to that goal by Charlie Lockwood.
Watch what he does when he gets the ball. Now he's going to be on top. Now he takes a step like he's going to pass it the next man in. Watch Steve take the step, and then he fires. And the goalie doesn't have much time to react. Nice, not much. He had 2 guys to put it by too. Impressive.
Impressive is the word for Rich Dressler.
Oh yeah.
He had 22 saves, a career high against Navy. That was in the entire game. He's got 16 in the first half.
That's headed toward a record.
You know he'll get at least as many shots as he needs to break his record in the second half. Whether he and Yale can win the game is of paramount importance. Look at that, Beardsley with a push on the inbounds play. That's the half. So much for the strategy of the last time out. And Syracuse not exactly flying high heading to the locker room at the half of this NCAA quarterfinal round game as they lead Yale 7-6. Back with the Coors Light halftime highlights and our Super Sports coverage after this. Back with you in the Carrier Dome at halftime of this NCAA Division I quarterfinal round game. Hi again, everybody. Dave Cohen along with Dale Drypulcher. No doubt about the story of this game so far, the goaltending of Rich Dressler for the Yale Bulldogs. He's been spectacular.
One of the things about being a goalie is the ability to anticipate when a shot is coming, and he has been able to do that. He's just been able to know where it's coming, steps to the right spot, and he has just been playing excellent lacrosse. 16 saves.
Didn't you get that feeling when he stopped 3 shots in the opening minute of the game?
That he was going to be hot, and he was hot in the first game against Navy. So I said, if you get a hot goalie, you're lucky, and he seems to be.
All right, Dale, it's time now for the Coors Light halftime highlights. We won't see any saves. We'll see some of the outstanding shot making in this first half. And here is a situation where Syracuse has the ball.
Dominovic trying to play defense, and Ryder in close, just turned, wheeled, and fired.
That was the goal that gave Syracuse an early lead at 3-1. And back came Yale to take the lead at 6-5, and the goal by Rocky Mold. Now here's the long pass, the alley-oop to Maricek.
Now, Ryder got the assist, I believe. That was off a fast break situation after a penalty. Everybody sprinted down, and they were able to find Maricek. Here is Lockwood's, I believe, his man-up goal. Watch what he does. He steps to the level. Looks like he might be going to pass it along to the next man, and he just stops and fires. And Dressler not able to stop that one, but that's one of the few he hasn't been able to get on.
That is the margin at the half. 1 goal. Syracuse leading Yale now 7-6. Take a look at the shot differential, and that shows you how well Dressler has played.
And it's a classic example of how sometimes the statistics lie. 40-16 the shots, although you talk to people, and Syracuse did not have a great shot selection in the second quarter, so those aren't all good shots. Saves 16-8. Face-offs 9-5, ground balls 25-19, and man-up situation, both teams getting a goal out of that.
You know, Dale, there's one stat that really doesn't show up. It's passes knocked down, deflected, or intercepted in front of the cage, and that's why Syracuse has not had that many in-close opportunities against Rich Dressler. Back with the third quarter face-off in just a moment. Syracuse 7, Yale 6 as we get set to begin the second half. Dave Cohen, Dale Drypulcher. A couple of weeks ago at Cornell, Syracuse trailed 7-2 beginning the second half, and then they exploded. Some of the fans perhaps thinking that they'll see that happen again. Dave Ryan from Manlius, New York, scoops up the ground ball, and the red-hot Rich Dressler gives it up back to Ryan. Those two come upfield in tandem. Now they go to the near side to Pete Diminich, a senior from Great Neck, Long Island.
Can't do this too long.
Well, they beat the clock in getting it across midfield.
There they go.
Seems like they took a long time, but they have it. Looking to tie the game up, Russo. Chris Saran is the Syracuse goalie. How many saves did Saran have in the first half?
8, I believe.
17 made by Dressler. Nick Deans, who has one of those goals. 25 with the ball now. As you see, Yale has won 2 of 5 games when trailing at the half.
That's one of those stats that never means really very much.
Off the pick, Russo. He's been the point guard for Yale in this game. DeSimiles handled it outside quite a bit.
Reggie Thorpe applying some defensive pressure.
A turf bounce pass that Russo handles. Winship gambled once earlier in the game and got beat in close.
Now this is a slowdown. I mean, this is, you know, you want to control, ball control, let's say.
One-on-one move by DeSimile, and Lockwood's going to try to wrap the stick around him. And he loses him for the moment.
Going to call a hold, so that will be a man-up opportunity now for Yale.
Just what Yale wanted, Dale.
Yeah, well, you know, you get a little anxious and you get a little frustrated, and you say, you know, I want the darn ball and I want it now and I want it on the ground. And one of the things that they did is got a little frustrated and lost with the composure factor a little bit.
Yale now with a chance to tie the game up as McHugh gives it up to Russo, and now Deans. Simmers back inside.
Open.
Beautiful give and go, and Russo scores to tie the game up at 7-7. It's 7-up in the Carrier Dome, and Mike Waldvogel on the headsets with his coaches upstairs.
Tony Russo, watch him. He's going to find front left of the crease, very close. This man-up situation right there. They get the pass into him. They try to slide over, cannot get stick on stick. Brian Tully, watch 41. He's going to be closest to him. They feed it off, and then get it back from Simmers, and Russo puts it in for the tying goal.
In a couple of minutes, we'll be joined by a familiar name and voice. I'm not sure which one we have. It's one of the Gates. Is it Paul or Gary? It's Gary. 12:54 to go in the third quarter in a 7-7 tie. And there are not too many smiles, I don't suspect, down below on the Syracuse sideline. Duxbury in pursuit.
Ground ball. No.
Reggie Thorpe trying to get it, and he has it. As they redirect it to the goalie Saran. Gary, what's happening in Syracuse's game today that's preventing the offensive explosion?
Well, actually, I was driving into town and caught the first half on the radio, and it sounds like they're just missing their shots. But 41 shots in a half of play, that's quite a few, and they should have a little more than 7 goals.
There's the reason. Dressler with his 18th save. He made that one on Gil Martin. Now transition, McHugh. Duxbury up ahead, and an open man on the off wing, Russo. And a deflection by, I think it was Winship before it reached Saran.
Now the ground ball, Syracuse not able to control it, at least momentarily. Instead of that last shot, they just hit Dressler right in the stick with the ball. That has been another problem.
Taricki engulfed it ahead, and Russo doing a good job, loses the ball to McHugh. On the ground, the ball scooped up by Tully. Fast pace, but nobody really establishing offensive continuity. The bounce pass, fortunate, they get it in front, and a great save on the backhander by Maricek. That was maybe the best save of the game by Dressler. 19 saves. And here comes Huddleston. The goalie's out to help out. Foot race in the midfield area. Simmers gets ahead.
Got good speed.
Of Gil Martin. And a
save.
post, perhaps. The ball ricocheting out to the midfield line. Very aggressive play by Yale. And Dan DeTola will get detected.
No possession, so Syracuse will get possession. No time served penalty. Watch, here's the ball. And you see the push right there.
Roy Colsey now back for the Orangemen. In close, Archer scores. As he went low, they caught Yale, and now Syracuse gets the lead back at 8-7.
Now a little frustration showing on Diminich, number 44, a little frustrated, pounded his stick. Watch. After that, he looked over at the bench. Right now, Syracuse has been losing some faceoffs. They have Thorpe now with a big stick on the wing.
Gary Gate, do you detect a little frustration on the part of Syracuse or Tom Marechek in particular?
I think they're a little frustrated, but as we all know, Syracuse is a great fourth quarter team, and they got lots to come back with, a lot of guns. It's not very often that you're going to be missing that percentage of shots for a full game.
Fazy now to Thorpe. Speaking of upsets, you guys were involved in an upset in the Major League, huh? Indoor?
Yes, we were. To Buffalo, who won it all.
I guess there was quite a crowd for that championship game.
All year long, Buffalo and both Philadelphia have had great crowds.
Here's the man who used to wear your number, Charlie Lockwood. Will he do it proud here? Got a big goal earlier. 8-7 Syracuse. Think they should have retired that 22 or what?
Oh no, there's lots more players that will come along and fill that shirt.
44 or 22. Lockwood a little bit high. That photographer better watch out.
Nice backup by Ryder.
Syracuse continues to send shots in multitudes toward the goalie, and Dressler now with 20 saves. Marechek scooped it up. He had it taken away. Will he get a second chance? He does.
2 blues, 1 white on the jerseys.
Way up high they go. Amaya high with a shot. That's one brave man standing back there shooting those still pictures.
Steve Parker back there?
No. I don't think this guy's been there before, but he's taking his life in his hands. 9:50 to go, third quarter. 8-7 Syracuse. Lockwood wants it. He's got his hands raised.
Oh, they're doubling him.
Amaya, he'll fire. He got the pipe. And obviously Ryder is where he's not allowed to be.
Yeah, but he was pushed in there. You can be there if you get pushed illegally, and that will be. We heard it all the way up here, but we might be able to hear it on a replay of. We'll hear. Yes, that's a
little ping.
Yeah.
9:30 to go, third quarter. 8-7 is Syracuse's lead. It is every bit as precarious as it sounds. Yale came from a 4-1 deficit, actually took the lead at 6-5. Oh, 21 saves now for Dressler.
You know, that was right in his stick again, Dave. That's you know, you want to put it where his stick isn't supposed to be.
He is within one of his career high, and here comes Dave Ryan, a senior from Manlius.
He has played very well.
Simmers now.
Now I think that they're going to slow it down and play a deliberate game.
Each team with 32 men in the NCAAs on the playoff roster. DeSimile waits for Deans to come on.
Gary, wouldn't you try to slow it down against Syracuse? Take good shots?
I sure would. If I had a chance, I'd take a lot of time off the clock and get that 1 or 2 good shots. Take 5 minutes each time I got the ball. I think eventually Syracuse shots have to go in, and I think Yale's starting to realize that, and they're trying to be patient.
Yale has excellent speed.
They do have excellent speed. They have taken only 19 shots.
Here's DeSimile wide, backed up by Russo. Winship had to step between the cage and the goalie to get positioned defensively. Here's Russo and Winship. Just a terrific game being played by Yale. Simmers spinning.
That could be Syracuse ball.
Yes, sir.
Sully there. Let's see. Yeah, that's the call.
Rick Beardsley, very animated for freshman.
Very impressed by Rick. He's come in like he's been at Syracuse for a couple of years.
Now Lockwood with it. John Barr. Barr hasn't made a move in the game to the cage, one-on-one. Here's Lockwood on the hesitation. Now the spin, moving on Scher, firing it in front.
Nice save.
Oh, what a save that was.
That was
against
a great
Marechek.
save.
And look at the ground ball action. DeTola up ahead to Huddleston. That was Lockwood who broke it up. On the ground, Amaya. In close, Lockwood. Yes! And Syracuse takes a 2-goal lead. You saw Charlie Lockwood. He's very, very strong this year in the midfield area, and then he was able to stop on a dime like he used to do right on the crease.
He got in there and he didn't run right by the net. He realized he had to stop and get that shot off, and it was a great shot. Got the goalie faking low, and he went high.
Very good point. You saw that right foot stop because he knew if he went any step further, he'd be beyond the goal mouth. Watch the foot. Ooh, then he comes back, leaning back when he took the shot.
You know, Gary, of all the things you did so well, I think that was something that people didn't really realize. When you got planted down there, you had such strength and balance. You were able to collect yourself and get a good shot.
I think that's something you learned from the box game and with Charlie playing last year.
Don Finn is saved by Dressler. That was Marichek's behind the back rebound attempt.
Charlie was playing up last year in the Canadian Box League, and I think he's learned some of those skills, stopping around, making sure you get the right shot off.
Well, no doubt that experience helps. He lifted some weights. He's strong. He's big. And right now, Yale is got a little pressure on him.
Finn got held. Flag is down, and so is Finn, and he's covered up, and Dom getting into it a little bit. And the officials do a real good job of breaking it up.
You know, while we got Gary Gate here, I would say, Gary, I saw you get mugged. I never saw you do anything except just get up. Well, I know not in the box league, but in the field game, it doesn't really pay to get mad, does it?
I don't think it does. You get the other team fired up. If every time they knock you down, you get up and score a goal or make a good play, you know, that takes a lot out of their game rather than getting back and getting in their face and keeping them fired up.
That play there really is actually a compliment to Don Finn, that a little man could attract so many people so intent on not allowing him to get his shot away.
Well, he does a great job of getting in there, and great stick, controls the ball well, and he can hang on to it under pressure.
And he is aptly named because he is a finisher.
Yes, he is.
And this is Syracuse's only second man-up opportunity.
Here's the second time in the game when they can go up by 3 goals. Bettinger with it now. Syracuse had trouble with their interior passing in this game, and credit Yale defensively. Colsey, he's seen a lot of time in this game, Roy Colsey has.
Good check.
Misplayed by Gilmartin, and Scher has it. Gilmartin trying to atone.
Got the release.
We're under 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. This is the best game of the year. Better than 2-1 shot advantage continuing, and only a 2-goal lead. And you got to wonder how potent Yale would be if Brendan Sheehan was able to play at full strength. He had 4 goals in the first meeting.
He has made a couple of spot appearances, and guys like Clayton Simmers, 29, who's going to get the ball right now, have really picked up the slack, has played excellent defensively, gotten a lot of ground balls. And right now they are going to continue to be deliberate.
Oh, near interception by Colsey, but he did disrupt the play. And Dean's back to get it at midfield. Colsey on him.
It's unsettled now. Syracuse able to get back into position.
Yale needs a goal to get within 1.
The fans applauding because they knew Syracuse was caught out going after the ball up by the midfield line. They got back in and played defense.
Pat Kugavan was on. One of the few times in the game. Number 18 moments ago. Now Simmers guarded by Gilmartin. Here he comes. Gilmartin took away the angle and forced an easy shot. Stratton ahead to Gilmartin. He's got Lockwood to his right. He gives it to Lockwood. He scores. The laser is right on beam in this game as he gives Syracuse a 10-7 lead. Maybe time for a timeout for Yale.
Well, it was really an unsettled situation and almost a man up because Simmers never was able to turn around and go and play any defense. He collapsed down, and then Syracuse, as they turned it around the other way, when you get that much room and you can take that hard a shot, and that goalie's 5'8", that went right over his head. He got it from an assist to Gilmartin.
So Charlie Lockwood, who wears Gary Gates' old number 22, has 3 goals and an assist, and I guess he's doing that number proud, Gary.
He sure is.
Our thanks to Gary Gate for dropping by to join us here in the third quarter. I guess you've been an inspiration.
Yeah.
Well, I've been here for the second half, and it was tied when I got here, and we're up by 3. And
you might have to go to Philadelphia.
That's right. It's always nice to be back in Syracuse. Thanks, Dave.
We have a timeout with Syracuse in the lead, 10-7, with 4:20 to go in the third quarter. And Roy Simmons might be breathing a little easier now.
Yeah, he might be, because I tell you what, I think he feels that his team is doing what they're capable of. And one of the things that during halftime when you talk to people, they said, how long can Yale stay with these guys in terms of legs, just keep running and running and running? And Simmers is a guy who was down, there he is, 29, and he's back up. But, you know, it takes a toll. And when somebody gets up by 3, there's that factor, that psychological factor. But this was a nice pass by Gilmartin. And the laser just in on Dressler, and Dressler right over his head.
Charlie Lockwood very purposeful with his shooting here in the late stages of the season. I think that's an area where he's really improved.
Well, he was hurt early, and we noted it. And early games, Davey take 8, 9, 10 shots and come up with nothing. And I think he has really done well today. He's got Lockwood 3 goals on 7 shots. That's good. We'll take that.
And there it is, a 3-goal advantage. Syracuse led early in the game at 4-1. Yale not only came back to tie the game, they took the lead.
I'll tell you what becomes important now, Dave. Face-offs, obviously, if you're controlling the game, if you can get that face-off and go down and continue to put the pressure on, if you're Syracuse, that's exactly what you want to happen. Yale, on the other hand, wants to get that ball back on the face-off, get down and say, we can get back in this. We score 1, it's 10-8. So this is a very important face-off.
Charlie Lockwood also has an assist, 4 points in the game, and Yale does indeed win the face-off. DeSimile took it right away, and he comes in, and a save by Saran.
That was a big one. That was a fast break all the way.
There's Fazy pulling it down, looking for Beardsley.
Oh! Beardsley not able to get up with a 6-foot stick. Long pass.
Little adrenaline working in this playoff situation. Causes you to shoot a little off target, pass a little bit too high. Brendan Sheehan hobbling in what could be his final collegiate game, and DeBurn Reed is going to put a little stick on him. We're down to 3:50 to go in the third quarter. Off the pick, Russo. That's the voice of Chris Saran, the Syracuse goalie.
No, nice move.
DeSimile on the move, the cut to the cage.
He also has played well for Yale, and Davey made a great cut. That's called playing off the ball. What do you do off the ball? You won't read it in the papers, but he made a great move. Couldn't get the ball, but that's a great indication of how well Yale's been playing.
The winner of this game takes on the winner of Johns Hopkins and Towson State. If it's Hopkins, it creates the rematch of Syracuse's only loss this season. That was down at Hopkins early in the year. If it's Towson State, Syracuse gets to go against their former goalie, Jerry DiLorenzo. Either way, it'll be an intriguing matchup, but first Syracuse has to take care of Yale. Ryder tries, and Dressler is there.
Did they say he's in the crease? Yeah. He went to subway system, and
Dressler gets crunched. He's fair game, and the ball comes free. It's in there.
Now that's good defense.
He is fair game out of the cage, and he was double teamed, and the net was left empty.
I think he lost a little bit of concentration there. I don't think he expected him to get on him so tough, and he just lost the ball out of his stick. He tried to make a pass, but he couldn't.
Jamie Archer gets the goal, his second of the game, and now for the first time, a 4-goal lead.
Ryder and Archer both down there doing a job. Fazy up with a face-off, and the pressure continues.
Third goal of the game. Oh, a pipe on the shot by Maricek. Andy Pusha runs down the rebound. Coming on is Bolin. Nobody plays him. Nobody sees him.
Including the guy behind.
Casey Donegan with it now. Andy Bolin came on totally catching everybody by surprise, except us, but we can't
we
get
don't
him the
count.
ball.
We got a good view.
Yeah. Give and go. Goalie's out again. Bolin has it, or he was closest to it.
Other
Yale
way.
ball.
Now they got a horn.
Got a couple of horns. John Desco with a look of disbelief.
And the fans just, this is what they call the home field.
But there is no advantage.
No, the call doesn't change, you'll notice.
Yale is down now 11-7 with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Simmers, number 29. They bring Sheehan across, number 2. They take it away from him. DeBurn Reed. Nice feed and a score. Tom Marichak gets the goal on the feed from DeBurn Reed.
Well, they got their fast break right on target. They knocked the ball down. They got it to number 15, who turned on the afterburners, but give him credit. Not only is he fast, he makes a nice pass on this play. That was a full-speed pass, and Tommy Marichak knows what to do with it if you can get it to him. And there it is, real time, as we say, and that's how fast it happened, and give DeBurn Reed a lot of credit on that.
And give him his second assist of the year. And as you might suspect, Yale does need a timeout. They take it. With 1:49 to go in this third quarter, the effort, the game, slipping away from Yale. They want to try to regroup mentally, physically, and emotionally. We'll be back after this. It is 12-7 Syracuse. The Orangemen with 5 unanswered goals. Brendan Sheehan, a valiant effort on a very bad knee, and McGowan taking it away. Now Reed.
Yeah, McGowan did a great job of getting it up, and then Reed makes the perfect pass to Tommy Marichak, and that's called the defense starting it off, and that's exactly what they did. And McGowan on a down and out pass got it up there, and everybody did their job.
Tom Marichak with 2 goals in the game, now 18 away from the all-time record. He has 175 in his Syracuse career. Roy Colsey is, Yale is starting to take some chances, which they have to do.
Curran tripped him, and you're right, they're taking chances. He's going down the sideline. Watch, he runs right through it. What strength, and then he's got to kind of bring him down. It's one of those where you're better off knocking the wide receiver down and not giving up the sure touchdown.
You know, Yale was one of the very first schools in the country to play lacrosse, and they won the national championship back in 1883.
In the first game, Syracuse 57% of man up. Here's the score now, 12-7.
2 years ago, Mike Waldvogel was the National Coach of the Year. Lockwood fires and Dressler saves his 24th, which gives him a new career personal best. And the long outlet, Duxbury can't get to it.
I will say this, if you look at Duxbury, he's been guarded very well by Tully. And you know what else? Speaking of goalies, let's not take anything away from Saran, Dave. He got hot, I think, in this third quarter. He made some point-blank saves. He's done a good job. He's up to 11.
Yale finished the Ivy League season at 5-1. Princeton at 6-0 won it.
There's a lot of lacrosse left here, but for the time being, Yale has lost some of the momentum.
Lockwood gives it back. Tough pass across the zone there, a little touch pass.
Kind of touches it back, kind of unsettled for Marichak.
Steps by, fires and scores.
Oh, that was a beautiful move.
And it's his third goal of the game. He ties himself with Archer and with Lockwood, 3 apiece, and it's 13-7 with 48 to go. Seconds, that is, in the third quarter.
Watch the move he makes. Watch, like he's going to shoot, cranks the stick, and then brings it right back. He gets by Diminich, and then he gets by Dressler. Nice move.
Well, Marechek might just make a run at the all-time scoring record. 17 and counting.
Syracuse has been getting a lot of help on the faceoffs from the wings. They almost had this one. Let's see who finally comes up with it. It will be nobody yet.
Yale.
Now it is
they
Yale.
Finally get it. Andy Scher. Fietta runs him down.
You got some fresh legs out there for Syracuse.
Stratton on defense, seen a lot of time in this game.
Yep.
Early in his career, I guess he was a starter for Syracuse.
Yes, he was.
Now we're down to the final 15 seconds of the third quarter. DeSimile.
Yale is not going to fold, but I don't know whether they can take as much time off the clock as they wanted to. Save, nice save.
Saran with a point blanker on McHugh, and the third quarter is history. And now,
pumped.
Look at the difference emotionally at Syracuse at the end of the third quarter compared to the way they left the field at halftime, leading 7-6. It is now 13-7. Very much like that Cornell game when Syracuse exploded in the third quarter. They lead it by 6. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter after this. Syracuse now with a 13-7 lead. Here's some action late in the third quarter.
Here's the point blank. Nice anticipation by him. And Saran was pumped, and he just turned around after that stuff of McHugh and took his helmet off and waved to the crowd.
Emotionally, as I mentioned, quite a difference in the way Syracuse reacted at the end of the third quarter, in control of the game compared to their thoughts as they left the field at halftime, leading by only 1 goal.
Now, Gary Gates said, when you take as many shots as they do, some of them have to go in. 59 at this point, and I think Syracuse's shot selection was much better in the third quarter than it was in the second quarter.
Syracuse led 4-3 after 1, 7-6 at the half. Now they have scored 6 unanswered goals.
Uh-oh.
That's the side of the cage. Yep. Saran took away the angle, and now Beardsley trying to provide the clear, and he does. Tully, the defenseman, comes across.
Ex-attack man, Tully, but he had a shorter stick when he was an attack man. He heads back. He has played very well. Tully holding Duxbury to 1 goal so far on 1 shot. So he's really denying him.
Rebound early on.
Really denying him shooting lanes.
Ryder lost it and got it back. Outside to Dom Finn. Final 15 minutes for all the Syracuse seniors here in the Carrier Dome.
Now Syracuse being deliberate, Dave. And when you got a 6-goal lead, that's...
Tom Gilmartin began his career at Maryland, transferred to Syracuse. Dom Finn's got a lot of lacrosse ahead of him, and he'll be a star in years to come. Very tough one-on-one player.
Got a leg tape, had a little problem with the Achilles tendon.
Here he comes. Got an angle. Shot it a little bit high.
Well, he tried to take a high shot and not able to back up, so Syracuse will lose the ball. Good shot from the substitution area as they head back on, get the defensive middies on. DeBurn Reed. Thorpe.
Now Dressler to Nick Deans. Deans' pass, an errant one, picked up by Beardsley. He's always around the loose ball. Beardsley with a big stick, feeds it to Marechek. That was Ryder trying to fill the lane, and there goes Beardsley after the ball. This time Ryan's going to get it. At least he got a stick on it, and Thorpe is over there. Tully. Syracuse getting to the ground balls now.
Yeah. Tully doing an excellent job.
Oh, look at that move. Archer used his feet to try to stop it.
He had Doyle coming down the back, the defensive midi, as a trailer, but he could not. Tried to put both legs together. There's big Bill Tully, 6'3", 230 pounds or so. Played last year as an attack man.
And you know, before the game, I saw him walking into the dome, and he was carrying a couple of trays of food for the post-game spread. I guess when you're that size, you control the spread.
Doyle, that takes Doyle, and nice job by Doyle and Thorpe. They just set up a little ambush and sprung it right on the sideline, knocked the ball out of Midfielder's stick.
Ricky Kramer, who went down in the first meeting between Syracuse and Yale, blew out his knee, had surgery. That was the end of his career, but as you can see, he's up and walking with the aid of the brace.
That was a funny injury, wasn't it? I mean, just stepped wrong and went down.
There's Ryder, a little high. Yale has taken away a lot of those one-on-one moves, most of them, as a matter of fact.
Well, they've had some problems feeding the crease, and but a lot of fast break and unsettled situations. Syracuse gets into that kind of a game, they'll take it.
Hesitation move by Amaya.
Not a big guy.
Amaya breaks free, didn't have the angle. He's still got the ball, though.
Gets doubled.
Oh, and taking his eye off of it was Ryder.
That's unusual. I don't think he expected it, and he knows that he should have had that one. Amaya waiting for the double. Got rid of the ball, but Ryder couldn't handle it. Yale ball. And it will be number 44, Diminic, who has played a good game for the Bulldogs.
Winner of this game gets the winner of Hopkins and Towson State.
Read an article the other day that said Syracuse defense was suspect, and they quoted some unnamed coaches, and they certainly have played well today.
There's a nice pass to DeSimile with Reggie Thorpe. Thorpe is like a free safety. He just roams the field.
Yeah, and
looking to cause mayhem.
He has footsteps. He really has creates some, I think. People hear him coming. And watch, he's just looking for a chance to double somebody.
See him there?
Yep.
Number 10,
Number
he plays
10.
loosely off to Simile. Simmers holding it outside. Time is on Syracuse's side, and the crowd knows it now.
Doyle doing a nice job. Defensively, got the short stick defensive midi.
And they force Yale to throw it away.
Those are the little things that you don't see all the time, as you see Mike Doyle playing good defense. He forces a bad pass, and look how quick they start right up again.
You know, I thought that time Syracuse played off the man to prevent that possibility of getting beat on the one-on-one. Here comes Lockwood, who's had himself a good game. Amaya might go back to Lockwood. Amaya
8 on 8.
Crowd. A little wild on that shot.
Share on him, 8 on 8 right there. Nice matchup. Amaya, a kid who a couple of years ago had a pretty bad knee injury playing without a brace.
Bettinger. Here's that two-man game to Maricek.
Oh!
They bring him down. He still has it. He still has it. No call. Syracuse is going to get it back, and Maricek is going to be open in front.
Amaya is not able to see him.
John Barr going to the right hand. Yale's going to get it.
Yes, they are. Good hustle by Diminic. Peter Diminic was there and gets Yale back in it with 10:33. When I say back in, another offensive opportunity. They are down by 6.
McGowan and Doyle come on, part of the Big Sticks defensive middies.
Oh,
bad pass into the Yale bench.
I think Yale's getting a little tired. I think that's understandable. Mike Waldvogel, Bones, Cortland State alum.
He did mention that he was a classmate of yours at Cortland State for a short while.
Yeah.
He said he turned around, you were gone.
Yeah, it's just that quick.
There's a takeaway that's pretty quick, too.
Yep. Headed the other way.
Curran got it up ahead to Russo. There's a man in front. That was Duxbury running through. Now he gives it to him. Simmers has room as he goes to the left hand. That's Russo. Back to Simmers. Sheehan's going to come on and get the ball. Looks like this will be the final game of his collegiate career, and he comes in and he gets a nice shot on Saran. And now Colsey legs it back. As he spun, he lost the ball, but there's a flag.
Yeah. He has played a tough game, Clayton Simmers, but a little too tough on the check. That's
he apologized there to Colsey.
He has played one good game, and he has hoofed it up and down the field. That's not even the call. That's the call right there. That was a hold.
Clayton Simmers, a senior from Virginia, Great Falls, Virginia.
Syracuse's fourth man-up opportunity. They've had 2 goals so far out of it. Good man-up for Syracuse.
Simmers led Yale in scoring. 23 goals, 26 assists. Oh, another save by Dressler. 25 in the game. Best game of his career.
We're going to call a hold on Lockwood. I think so. The laser will have to laser himself into the penalty box.
Our statistician extraordinaire Tony Melfi points out that the 3 Yale attackmen, McHugh, Duxbury, and Russo, have only taken a total of 7 shots, and they've hit on 4.
They have been really held in check. Syracuse defensively, as we said, done an excellent job, especially Tully on Duxbury.
Meanwhile, Maricek, Archer, and Ryder are 7 for 21. Ryder only 1 goal in 8 shots. That's Russo went down. Simmers has it.
You know, you look at this, Dave, 2 of the 7 goals so far have been man-up opportunities for Yale. So Syracuse defensively has really played excellent lacrosse.
We have 8:50 to go in the 4th and final quarter. Oh, Saran saved Russo.
That's a face save. And he comes up with the rebound. Get rid of it.
He is pumped up and excited. Stratton ran without the ball. He left it for Reed, who has the ball.
They're going to get failure to advance here in a minute.
Reed showing his great speed, and now Winship.
He'll take it.
Intended for Ryder, intercepted very nicely on the interception by Diminich. Chris Saran, like you said, Dale, having himself quite a game with 14 saves. And he's gotten better as the game has gone on.
Absolutely, that's nice.
Oh,
nice
there's
shot.
another one by Dressler on Archer.
Nice shot by Archer.
26 now for Dressler. And a spin free, deflected by the defense. Ryder overran it. Ryder gets it back, thanks to Maricek. That was Gilmartin in front, and here comes Yale. 7:45 to go. Scher against Reed, and McGowan doubling. Simmers, 29, into the picture.
Yale's not running as fast as they did in the first quarter. It's tough. Not because they don't want to. I don't mean that at all. I just mean it's a long game. It's a tough game, and they have.
Sheehan gets it. Sheehan still has it. What a goal by Brendan Sheehan. What a goal by Brendan Sheehan. You got to feel happy for this young man.
Boy, they were all over him, and he didn't even lose the ball and turned around and with a bad wheel. Watch, there's the check. That's the penalty. Ooh, there's another nice hit by Beardsley, but he stays with it, and boy, that kid really something. He has a bad leg.
A .360 goal by Brendan Sheehan, and you got to love that for this young man. This is probably going to be his final collegiate game. And there he is coming up with a spectacular goal. And we'll have the video to show the kids and the grandkids someday.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of time left, and of course this face-off can go either way and get you right back in the game. Let's see what happens.
That's Curran who wins it for Yale. Pass back, mishandled, and Colsey has it for Syracuse. 13-8. Yale did score 3 unanswered goals earlier in the game. Colsey with a nifty move. Looking for a screen opportunity.
Another deflect. They must have had 6 shots like that, Dave. Syracuse ball. They must have had. Somebody's taking a shot in the head, or that is really being deflected. Let's see where the ball is. Left behind.
Brendan Sheehan's goal was his 26th of the year. 13-8. And here in the second half, only 2 goals for Yale. It was a 7-6 game at the half. Gilmartin on the gallop. There's Dressler again.
Dressler still looking hot. Doesn't even look tired.
In close with a nice feed, and there's Saran answering. Tully lost sight of the high bouncing rebound, but now he gets it, and he finds Colsey. Here's the transition. Huddleston comes on, 17 for Yale. Syracuse looks like they want to run clock now.
Yeah, I think so. That would be the prudent thing to do. You see the time right there in the inset.
This has been one of the quickest played games of the year as well. Under 6 minutes to go and well under 2 hours in playing time. Steve Bettinger, 12. Bettinger beats his man, and his shot is wide.
Tried to give a face fake and rifled it high.
If Syracuse wins, they will play the early game, the 1 p.m. game. There's a goal by Steve Bettinger. And it now goes to 14-8. Just to complete that thought, Syracuse would play the 1 p.m. game on Saturday, May 23rd in the NCAA semifinals, Franklin Field, Philadelphia.
That'll give a nice goal for Bettinger and a nice assist to Maricek.
The other semifinal is between the winners of Maryland, Princeton, and Brown, North Carolina. Oh, it's possible you could have an all-Ivy League matchup in the second semifinal, or an all-ACC matchup. Fazy on the face, runs into a double team. Maricek behind the back. Datola and Fazy. Little shoulder bump.
Well, this is NCAA action, and the loser goes home. Emotions are high, and it has been an excellent lacrosse game.
Yeah, you can't really say that too often. It has been excellent. Tremendous strategy, playmaking.
I think a lot of
very
the things
clean game.
Yeah, Syracuse defensively did a nice job of shutting down the attack. Of course, Sheehan, the injury, has played, got a goal, but not really at full strength. And Duxbury was guarded closely by Tully. The whole defense did a nice job.
Coming down toward 5 minutes to go, and the Orangemen get it to Maricek. Oh, he threw it in there. I got to see the replay to see where the shot came from.
It might be an exclamation point for the Turnbull Award. It was a nice look by Bettinger. Great pass. You look at the push. He was really pushed, and he put it in anyway, going down. Shabe applied the pressure, and there it is again.
A lot of give and goes from behind to out front. And Syracuse wins the faceoff, and they get it back in a hurry. In close, Donegan tried to shoot before he had it. Golf toward the cage. Donegan does have it. Maricek is free.
Diminich on him. He has played an excellent game.
15-8. If Dressler had an average game for a goalie, Syracuse would be up around 25 by now.
That's right, and he has had anything but an average game.
Duxbury scoops it up. He's from Ithaca, a sophomore. 31 goals on the year.
Duxbury's on, or Bam Bam is on Duxbury. Tully has been most of the game. They may switch back.
I wonder in the closing minutes here if Roy Simmons is going to remove some of his seniors. Let the crowd give him a send-off. It is a team game, lacrosse, but certainly a game in the Syracuse style in which stars are allowed to develop.
Oh, yeah.
And Roy Simmons knows that better than just about anybody else, and how important those people are to the development of the game and to the popularity of the game. Rich Dressler comes out of the cage, and he's going to be replaced.
He gets a big hand from not only the Yale fans, but the Syracuse fans, as he ends with 27 saves.
And Dressler is only a sophomore, replaced by Keith Flaherty. That is a new career high, and I think the best performance of the year we've seen by a goalie.
Oh, yes, definitely.
3.5 minutes to go. Simmers and Beersley. There's Flaherty in the cage. Flaherty's from Arnold, Maryland. Dressler, who departed, was from Dresher, Pennsylvania. Now Syracuse takes out a couple of folks. Maricek comes off. McHugh with it. Pepsi player of the game is something we have to attend to.
That's a real good question. I'd have to maybe look defensively.
Here's a one-on-one move and a feed to Simmers. That's Reggie Thorpe hacking and hewing.
Yep, that's the off of Syracuse, so it'll stay Yale ball.
Tom Maricek with 4 goals and 2 assists. 8 different players have scored at least a goal. 8 different players have had at least an assist. Oh, Simmers just absolutely ran over Todd Freeman.
He's bitten off a big chunk there.
Somebody tried to respond for Syracuse. That was Doyle, and he took it away.
Nice job, Doyle.
With DeSimile. Up to Freeman, who got decked moments ago. Freeman taken down by Ryan. Jamesville DeWitt and Fayetteville Manley is there, and Ryan lets the official hear about it. And Mike Doyle trying to calm down Dave Ryan. Says, don't get kicked out of the game, or Andy Bolin does.
Let's see what we got here. There's the hold.
Is that a good call?
Yeah, and then unsportsmanlike on top of it. So he'll be down for a minute and a half.
Chris Saran comes out. He gets a standing ovation.
He played a great game too. He really came on strong in the second half. 15 saves. I'd have to say somebody on the defense. He or Tully. Tully I was impressed with. They made the switch. They had him on McHugh the first game. They put him on Duxbury this game. Held him to 1 shot the last time I checked. He did get a goal, but as you said, Dave, it really was kind of a unsettled situation. So Tully did a great job defensively.
I'll make it easy to pick the Pepsi player of the game, Dale. It's your call.
Okay. Well, I'll give it to Tully right now.
Maricek is back on the field with 2 minutes to go. Maricek, quick stick goal. That's his 5th of the game. And the Maricek Express is down to 15 and counting. And now Maricek is going to come off the field and is going to get a standing ovation along with the rest of the attack and midfield.
Jamie Archer, the assist man, just did a nice job of setting him up for it, and he just kind of bounced it into the net, and the fans love this kid. And all the Canadian Connection kids they have here in different sports. Last one's obviously the most obvious, the Gate brothers and Tom Maricek, but Syracuse has a history of having friends from the north of the border come down and play sports at Syracuse.
I heard something about some twins that maybe they're looking at from Canada.
I heard triplets.
Oh, is it triplets? Yeah, triplets. There's icing on the cake.
Bettinger.
As the score goes to 17-8 with a minute and 49 seconds remaining.
Well, that was a man-up goal. I think he's still in there because I think that's non-releasable. Let's see. Kind of confusion into the game, and
so make your reservations now for Philadelphia. The Orangemen played at Franklin Field just a couple of weeks ago against Pennsylvania, and they won that game 17-10. Right here they lead at 17-8, a game that was 7-6 at the half. So it's a 10-2 run in the second half. At the end of the game, we'll have a few words with Roy Simmons.
Yeah, that's a non-releasable penalty, so they're going to even if you get it in the box, there's nothing you can do.
They're going to come over and double team Brendan Sheehan. Syracuse's Bob Comas with the save. And now with 1 minute and 15 seconds to go, the Orange bring it up. And they'll be looking to kill some clock. Jeff Roos, number 7, in no hurry.
Came out of the box, delay a game.
Syracuse again will play the 1 o'clock game on Saturday,
McGowan.
May 23rd, against the winner of Towson State and Johns Hopkins. I bet that game drew quite a crowd down in Baltimore.
Yeah. Once you got to end of the game here, you got to keep that ball in the box. And McGowan went out, so that'll cost him possession. Roy Simmons says, let's get this over with. Let's get out of here.
Syracuse will complete the season undefeated at home. And we're down now to half a minute to go. Syracuse looking to reach the NCAA semifinals for the 10th consecutive time and goes 7 for 7 in terms of reaching the Final Four.
This is a good Yale team that Syracuse, and they ran into a hot team. Obviously, Dressler, a hot goalie, a team that was pumped, just hard time sustaining it for 4 quarters.
You really got to say loads about the job that Mike Waldvogel did. Somebody tried to hit the roof with a shot to let the clock run out, and it is about to. That's it. Syracuse knocks off Yale 17-8, and the Orangemen are going to the Final Four by virtue of their second half effort today against the Yale Bulldogs, and they were bulldog tough, Dale.
They sure were. They played a great game. They got a great game out of their goalie. They did what they had to do for most of the game, and then Syracuse in the third quarter started doing what they do so well, and it came down to 17-8. And again, the score doesn't indicate just how good or how close this game was.
Let's review the scoring while we wait to get a word or two with Roy Simmons. Russo led the scoring for Yale. He had 2 goals, 1 each by McHugh, Deans, Curran, Mold, and Sheehan. And for Syracuse, Tom Marachek, who started rather slowly, had only 1 shot in the first quarter, ended up with 5 goals on 9 shots, plus a couple of assists. So he now has 178 goals in his career, closing in on the Syracuse all-time goal-scoring mark as well as the collegiate record. Jamie Archer, Charlie Lockwood with 3 goals apiece. Steve Bettinger got 2 late. Ryder, Colsey, and Bolin had 1 goal apiece. What about the saves for both goalies, Dale?
I thought both guys looked extremely good. I think that the thing with Dressler is he maintained the peak through the entire game. I think that that Saran started a little slowly, but he really came on strong in that in the last part of the second quarter and into the third quarter all the way through. Came up with some great point-blank stops, and I thought both goalies played great games. It was if you were a goalie watcher, it was a great game to watch.
15 saves for Chris Saran, 27, a career high for Rich Dressler. And these are 2 pretty tired teams now.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulating one another. They gave it individually and collectively all they had.
You saw that one series there where Saran ran all the way down, then had to run all the way back. He sprinted about 160 yards, and it is a tough game. Taxes you physically and mentally.
Tom Marachek, he had the equipment off in a hurry in his final game here in the Carrier Dome. And it just shows you how explosive a player can be in this game. You could pick your spots, and he did. Didn't force anything, and when he had the opportunities, he definitely made the most of it. Roy Simmons with us now as he'll be taking his team to the NCAA semifinals for the 10th straight time. Roy, it was quite a battle that Yale gave you.
Well, it wasn't anything we didn't expect. It was like this back in March. I think until we got him into the third period and had a few more legs, and we could see him coming off the field, and they're coming off tired, and we ran him. And if it were a 30-minute game, it would have gone down to the wire. But we had too much firepower. We had close to 80 shots today, which is about 30 shots more than we normally get off, and a commendable job in the close defense of Yale, and particularly the goalie.
We gave our Pepsi player of the game to Brian Tully, kind of emblematic of the defense. I thought they did a great job, and Saran too, and he just seemed to get hotter as the game went on, but they did a great job of shutting down Duxbury in the attack.
Well, they did a great job. Mr. Sheehan, who hurt us so bad last time, was playing with a half a wheel there, and I got to give him a lot of credit for being out there. He's got some ligament damage, but he played anywhere. And he and Duxbury are a good 1-2 combination, and half that combination was diluted a bit. Duxbury, we put Tully on him, and Tully did an absolutely outstanding job and took that inside shot away. We made him shoot from the outside, and I think Chris Saran came up big.
Roy, we don't know yet who you're going to play in the semifinal. Do you have a choice, Hopkins or Towson State?
No, the boys aren't even talking about it. It's the next game. Who is it, Coach? It really makes no difference. Of course, people say that we'd like another shot at Hopkins because that's the one and only blemish we have on the season by 1 goal. And, of course, we have a particular selfish interest to play Towson, but it really matters not. We're in the Final Four. Saturday, the first game of Saturday, will be really exciting.
Well, how do you compare this team now to some of the others you've taken? It's now 10 in a row to the semifinal and 7 in a row to the Final Four. How does this team stack up against some of your others?
Well, as good as any of them. I think we're more multifaceted this year. A little bit, we're going a little deeper than before. Of course, we had some great superstars in the past and some real fabulous single talents. We've got a lot of single talents on this team, but they play as a team and they hang together. This is the best chemistry I think I've ever had.
So there we have it. Our congratulations to you, Roy. Another great season here at home in the Dome.
Super job.
Syracuse knocks off Yale 17-8. And next up, the NCAA semifinals at Franklin Field in Philadelphia. We'll have that one for you. Check the local listings for the time and place in your area. There's your final score. Syracuse 17, Yale 8. Our thanks to our statistician, Tony Melfi. And now speaking for Dale Drypolter and our other ace statistician, Karen Ryan, this is Dave Cohen. Thanks for joining us. And reminding you that this has been a presentation of Super Sports and Adelphia Cable Communications.